So everyone knows about how Fortnite has been taking a dump recently due to the terrible patches and the addition of the mechs that somehow managed to remove skill from the equation even more than Epic already did. Well, Epic Games couldn't stay silent for long, so they put out a statement yesterday covering their design decisions regarding the mechs and their refusal to rebalance them, and they actually surprised me. Honestly, I thought this video was going to be about me just dumping on Epic and talking about how they utterly misunderstand the idea of multiplayer game design and their mentality towards shooters is the perfect embodiment of everything wrong with the gaming industry today, but no! This forum post convinced me that Epic knows what they're doing and Fortnite's in a great place.
Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, this post was terrible and Epic would have been better off not saying anything. Hey folks! We've heard the frequent discussions, #RemoveTheMech, which was trending in the US for almost an entire day, and decided this would be a good opportunity to explain the Fortnite philosophy. The mission of Fortnite is to bring players of all skill levels together to have a fun experience where anyone can win. And there's your problem, case closed, video over. Also, I recorded the rest of this video on the wrong mic, so forgive me. Or don't, that's fine. Also follow me on Twitter at JoeFromSeattle1. For example, everyone having a shot at that first elimination or victory royale moment and the satisfying feeling that comes with it. Right now, we know there are players out there who have never had that opportunity. And this confirms the suspicions that all of us really already had and already knew the answer to. Fortnite is no longer a multiplayer game about skill and good decision making and precise movement and shooting. Well, it was never about precise shooting because of Bloom! But the thing that we were all really worried about for the longest time, Epic is just confirming that. The game is not about skill anymore. By their own admission, the game is not about skill anymore. The mission of Fortnite is to bring players of all skill levels together and have a fun experience where anyone can win. Isn't that a great thing for a Tier 1 esport? Another part of the mission is to provide spectacle and entertainment when playing Fortnite. Bringing these moments to the game every week means there is always a new way to enjoy and experience the game. Yeah, people are really enjoying the experience of the game right now because of the spectacle and entertainment. How are you this out of touch? Oh my god! The Brute was added at the start of Season X with this mission in mind. Since then, we have seen players who had previously struggled with getting eliminations acquiring more, while the number of eliminations earned by more experienced players remains steady. How is this a good thing? You added something, and then by your own admission, it made bad players better and didn't affect the good players. You see, in multiplayer games, there's traditionally something called a skill gap, and working your way through that skill gap is part of the satisfaction because it takes skill in order to get through the skill gap. This is the same company that made Unreal Tournament and Gears of War. How did this happen? Brute encounters should feel like a unique engagement and not be the dominant experience during a game.
You serious?
We made adjustments to the Brute within Arena in line with that goal. Literally all you did was turn down the spawn rate. That just means there's going to be less mechs to fight the other mechs. It doesn't change the balancing problems with the mechs themselves. Specifically for Arena, we made the change to spawn rate in order to reduce late game encounters. Yeah, that's gone swimmingly. This is due to a higher number of players surviving in those circles compared to non-arena modes. We're happy with the result, and the below graphs represent the current state of the Brute eliminations across both arena and core modes. And then they show this graph that shows you how many people are literally killed by the Brutes in each game, which is not the problem, Epic. I know you know this. The problem isn't with how many people are literally being killed by the Brutes, because using a Brute doesn't stop at pulling the trigger and stepping on someone and kicking them into the stratosphere. People use the mechs for mobility. People use the mechs to get out of the storm. People use the mechs to traverse the map faster than anything else can in the game right now, because you took out all the mobility. People use the mechs to weaken someone down and then go in to finish them. People use the mechs to knock down structures and kill them to fall damage. This graph is oh my god, I can't get over this. I can't get over that you would present this graph and say, oh, Only 4 people a game are dying to brutes, guys. It's fine. I know you know that's not the problem. And I know you know that we know that it's not the problem. How are you, like, who are you trying to convince with this? And then they show the same exact graph, but in percentages, which is stupid because it's percentages out of 100 in a game where there's 100 players per match. So you could have just done one graph. We regularly have and will continue to release content that shakes up gameplay in Fortnite in unexpected ways. No, the way that you shake up the Fortnite gameplay is completely expected because it always shortens the skill gap and it always makes sure that there is no way for there to ever be a consistent or competent or skill-based meta in the game at any time. And we're committed to providing a constantly evolving, entertaining, and fun experience to all players, but mainly the not skilled players. The way Epic Games is handling Fortnite right now is the perfect example of what is wrong with the state of multiplayer games today. This idea that there cannot be a skill gap, that there always has to be crutches for bad players, that there always has to be ways to push the good players down to size, while also simultaneously promoting yourself as an esport. This is why nobody takes Fortnite esports seriously. This is why it is a joke that Fortnite hosts its own tournaments, but then in the same breath will talk about how their mission is to bring players of all skill levels together to have a fun experience where anyone can win. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty uncompetitive by design. Oh my god. I was hoping, along with so many other people, I was hoping that this would be a wake-up call to Epic. That their terrible handling of Season X and their terrible decisions to put the mechs in the game and refuse to balance them. I thought this would be a wake-up call for them to realize that the direction they're going with the game is wrong. And it's extremely obvious that the direction they're going with the game is wrong. The numbers don't lie. More people are searching for Minecraft than Fortnite. Let that sink in. This whole participation trophy trend of multiplayer games needs to stop. I'm so tired of it. The whole reason that people like multiplayer PvP games is because you're outskilling someone. You're working to get better. And when you're getting killed, you know it's because someone is just better than you. They put more time into the game, and that's motivation for you to get better. But then here comes Epic, with one of the biggest multiplayer shooters in the world, blatantly just flat out saying their mission is to have no skill gap. You think other companies aren't going to see this? You think other developers aren't going to take note of this? That's what worries me. And that's why I get so on Epic's case all the time, even though I really don't play Fortnite anymore. I don't find the game fun, and it's been even less fun since Season X started. I don't care about this game. But what I do care about is the impact this game will have on multiplayer gaming. The biggest battle royale game in the world, and one of the most profitable multiplayer shooters ever, is flat out saying their mission is to not have a skill gap. All the while having one of the biggest esports tournaments in history. Let the contrast of those two things sink in for a minute. I'm not playing Fortnite again until the mechs are removed. Both out of a lack of fun, because I just don't enjoy the game, but also out of principle. This is just kind of gross to me. The fact that you're trying to be this giant esport, and the fact that you are a giant esport because you just bought your way to the top, while also simultaneously trying to create a game where there is no skill involved. Trying to put a cap on how good you can be at the game. When something is too good, you nerf it, or you get rid of it. Or when a certain strategy is too good, you get rid of it. They got rid of ghost peeking, they got rid of the double pump, they nerfed the shotguns like 50 times, because those were things that good players were using. But the bad players weren't catching up quick enough, so here come the brutes, here you go! But hey, at least we have some confirmation now that it's not incompetence. Epic is not incompetent. Epic isn't stupid. Epic knows exactly what they're doing. And that just makes it worse.